Okay, let's talk for a minute about elimination using multiplication. So you kind of already started this with in the addition and subtraction when you would multiply through by a negative, except for now we're going to look at what other things we can multiply through. Sometimes it will be just a negative. Sometimes it'll be a number with a coefficient kind of thing. It just kind of depends. So let's look at this first system, which is 5x plus 6y equals negative 8, and 2x plus 3y equals negative 5. Now looking at this right off the bat, nothing cancels at all. Nothing even close to cancels. If I multiplied one by a negative, nothing would cancel. So I'm looking to see what I can multiply one of the equations by so that something cancels. Well, 2 times nothing will give me 5, so eliminating the x's is kind of a wash. But what if I tried to eliminate the y's? Is there anything I can multiply 3y by so that it would cancel with a positive 6y? Good, I can multiply this bottom equation by negative 2. Okay, I go ahead and I rewrite both equations so I am not confused with what I am doing. I would highly suggest, as you are learning this, do it too. So my original equation stays the same. My bottom equation, when I multiply each piece by negative 2, this becomes a negative 4x minus 6y equals 10. From there, I can use the elimination by addition and subtraction that we learned last time, and I add straight down. 5x minus 4x gives me x. These cancel. 10 and negative 8 gives me 2. So I have the x equals 2. And then I can plug it in to one of my original equations. And once I try plugging into, let's say I plug it into the second one, because the second one has a little bit of easier numbers to manipulate. So 2 times 2 plus 3y equals negative 5. That's 4 plus 3y equals negative 5. I subtract the 4 to the other side. 3y equals negative 9. I divide both sides by 3. Y equals negative 3. So my point then would be 2 comma negative 3. And that is my answer. Okay, so we're not changing much of the process other than one of my original equations might need to be multiplied by a constant. Okay, so try this one on your own. We're going to start with 9r plus q equals 13, and 3r minus 2q equals negative 4. Okay, so try that on your own and see what we come up with. And I actually made a boo-boo in writing this. This should be a plus 2q. Sorry. Now try it on your own. So what I went ahead and did is, once I fixed that this was a plus 2q, the easiest thing to multiply by, to me, was to multiply this top equation by a negative 2, so that these q's would cancel. When I did that, I get negative 18r minus 2q equals negative 26, and of course this one stayed the same. The q's cancel. This gives me negative 15r equals negative 30, so r is equal to 2. When I plug that in, I get 2q equals negative 10, or q equals negative 5, and that's my point. If you did not do it this way, but instead maybe you multiply the bottom equation by a negative 3 so that your r's canceled, you should have gotten the same answer. It just works slightly differently. Both ways are totally okay. Okay? You can multiply one or the other. It's not a big deal. Okay? So let's try this last example together. We're going to have 4x plus 2y equals 8, and 3x plus 3y equals 9. Now, right off the bat, I am looking at these, and I am not seeing anything that is like ridiculously obvious to cancel. And I'm also seeing if I multiply one, this first one, nothing's by something, nothing's going to cancel. If I multiply the second one by something, nothing's going to cancel. So this is a case where I need to multiply both. Okay, so I just pick a variable to eliminate. I can pick the x's, I can pick the y's. In this case, I'm going to pick the y's and solve for x first. That's just what I find easier. I also think with the 2 and the 3, they're a little bit easier to eliminate, but you can try it with the x's if you so desire. So I pick 1. The first one, maybe I multiply it by 3. That way, in the middle here, I would get a 6y. So if I multiply this one by 3, I get 12x plus 6y equals 24. So then I want one of these to cancel with that, or the second one to cancel with it. So I know if I multiplied this, what would negative 3 be to cancel 3y? This would be is a positive 3y, sorry. And I want it to cancel with a negative or with a positive 6y. So I need to multiply by negative 2. When I multiply by negative 2, sorry, that was like a mouthful waiting to happen. So this is a negative 6x minus 6y equals negative 18. I add down. This becomes a 6x. These, of course, cancel because that's what I multiplied the original equations to get them to cancel. That was my goal. And then I go ahead and subtract down. 24 minus 18 is 6. If I divide by sides by 6, I get x equals 1. I can plug this back into either equation. I'll plug it into the second because that's kind of fun. So I have 3 times 1 plus 3y equals 9. That's 3 plus 3y equals 9, or 3y equals 6. So my y value is 2, making my ordered pair 1, 2. Okay? And of course, we will practice with these in class some more. Thanks for watching.